Congressman Morgan Griffith was first elected to the 9th District of Virginia in the House of Representatives in November 2010. He's currently serving his 4th term. He's a member of the House Energy and Commerce Committee, which has jurisdiction on some of the most important issues facing the 9th District: public health, federal regulations, and energy. Prior to his election to the House of Representatives, he served as a member of the Virginia House of Delegates from 1994 to 2011. Morgan is a graduate of Salem Andrew Lewis High School, is honors graduate of Emory-Henry, and a graduate of Washington and Lee University Law School. Morgan is married to Hillary, and they have 3 children, and let's all give him a welcome applause.
Thank you, WC. I appreciate that very much. It is a great honor for me to be with you all today. What a great band. Let's have another round of applause. That was very impressive. When they were doing the national anthem, I was listening and I thought, where's that music coming from? I hadn't looked behind me. I thought, well, they must have a recording. That sounds too good. Clearly, it was a group of great musicians who volunteered their time, and we appreciate that very much. I would be remiss if I didn't say congratulations to the families of General Robert Bob Petty and Charles Barney Reed Jr. I want to touch on an aspect of what Mr. Reed did in a slightly different vein in a minute or two. But it is an honor for me to be with you all this morning. And it is a day which we come together to honor those who have fallen for our country. And I couldn't help but think as we were doing our opening ceremonies and we were pledging allegiance to the flag of the United States, and we said, and to the republic for which it stands. The republic would not stand if it were not for the men and women who are here today and for those who gave their lives in the service of our country. And so I have to say thank you very much. And this morning as I was getting ready, one of my staff folks sent to me a little, and we posted it on our website, so I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I will alert you to it. A little op-ed that was written by a fellow congressman. And he talked about how on September 19th, 2010, when I was out campaigning, he was in Kandahar. And he was looking for bombs to try to protect his troops, and he missed one. And the next thing he knew, when he woke up, he was in Walter Reed, roughly a week later, missing his legs and one of his fingers. And he said, as he went on in the piece, he said, you know, one of those first years back, I asked my wife not to come with me to a Memorial Day service because I knew I was going to cry. I asked her not to bring my children because I knew I was going to cry. And I did not want to have them see me from a position of weakness. Brian Mast, the congressman who wrote this piece, went on to say that since then he has regretted that decision and has taken his family with him to Memorial Day services because they need to know that people died, that his friends died, that others have died. Because if you don't understand the loss, how can you appreciate the fact that you've survived, even if without your legs? It is survival, and it is important that we remember that. This whole issue of Memorial Day, so often we forget that it's not just about the hamburgers and the hot dogs, and I'm glad to see some kids here so they can get this message early. It's not just about the hamburgers and the hot dogs and the celebration. It's about those who've lost their lives in combat, but it's also about remembering not just their loss, but the family members and the soldiers they served with. As a young lawyer in Salem, Virginia, I was going up the mountain, and this, for you young people, this will come as a shock. I had a cell phone that was about this big. It was the old called brick phones, and I had that in my car, and I was trying to get some business done as I was headed to court in Montgomery County. And I called up one of my clients, and unfortunately I lost him on the phone. I couldn't reach him for a big portion of the day, and later that evening I finally got a hold of him. He said, Morgan, don't ever call me again on that phone. said, okay. And I knew he was a veteran, but I never connected the dots. I said, can you tell me why? He said, I was the guy on the other end of the radio, getting back to one of our honorees. I was the guy on the other end of the radio for the helicopters in Vietnam that would go out and try to get our troops out of harm's way. And your phone sounded just like the radio equipment on those helicopters when they went down and when we lost some of my friends. So don't ever call me on that phone again. And I never did. But what we don't always remember is that it's not just the folks who actually passed away. It's the folks who lost their legs. It's the folks who lost their friends on the other end of a radio. And that's what Memorial Day is about. And I'm reminded, and I love music. I can't sing worth a hoot, but I try sometimes. Michelle has to hear me in the car occasionally. And I'm reminded of one of my favorite songs every year on Memorial Day. And it's by, I call him a poet. Some would just call him a musician, songwriter. But Don Reed, again for the younger folks, that's one of the Statler brothers. And they have a song called Silver Medals and Sweet Memories. And it's about a World War II couple. They get married, and he goes off to London, and she receives a note back from him saying that I love you, and there's a silver brooch, and on the back of it it says London 1943, and then as the line goes, and she never heard from him again, and he never heard of me. It's about that loss. But it goes on to say that while she doesn't have him, every night in her dreams she still sees the young man who loved her, silver medals, and sweet memories. Ladies and gentlemen, as we go about our business today, let us remember those who have lost their lives and mourn for them. But let us also remember those who just have silver medals and hopefully sweet memories of their loved ones. Thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of your special day. God bless each and every one of you, and God bless these United States of America.